Funky.
Hey everybody, welcome back behind the bar, not by myself. I actually think this is the first video that I've posted. There's been others filmed behind the bar, but with somebody else. With Chad. Say hi, Chad.
Well, hello.
Chad is over tonight and we're drinking some beers, and we managed to kind of together trade for a bottle that we thought we'd drink tonight.
Yep.
So, whale alert, we are doing Toppling Goliath and Cycle collaboration, barrel-aged Chainsmoker. This is a barrel-aged smoked porter. We're clocking it at like 13.3?
Somewhere around there.
Something like that.
It's a high porter.
High porter. I mean, Toppling Goliath, so it's a barrel-aged smoked porter. I don't know, are you a fan of smoked porter, smoked beers in general?
Ooh, we shall see.
It's okay to say no to drugs.
I am, yeah, right? I am a fan of this wax job, though.
Yeah,
I will say that. I'd like to do a little shout-out on that.
Yeah, they do. So most of the bottles have been a gold or white wax, but we managed to get this from a guy that actually
Waxed it.
waxed it. So you can give your shout out if you want. But
Thank you, Nathan.
yeah, thank you, Nathan. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Different Nathan. Different Nathan. But yeah, no, beautiful with the double wax. It's awesome. So and they also stamped the cap. I kind of fucked it up when I was opening the wax before the video, but yeah. So we're gonna get into a glass, see if it's worth the toppling waxed whale status. So proper glassware, guys. Proper glassware.
Proper.
So yeah, kind of background while he's pouring this, we managed to find a guy that wanted to get some beers, and we kind of put it all together and managed to get it for a pretty good deal, I think.
Here you go, Chris.
We'll pass the bottle off so that somebody else that's here can pour it. But yeah, we're gonna dive right in and see what we think. I can already smell that actually, the barrel for days. But pour it out up against the very bright lights. Did you know I had bright lights like this every time I did a review?
This is very beautiful.
Great. I mean, about a half finger to a finger of carbonation, which is actually good for a beer like this. Most toppling beers, when you pour them out, are just like oil, coffee. They don't have like carbonation.
Any kind of carbonation like
Yeah.
this.
So about
Look at that.
finger and a half. Pitch black. A little bit of like kind of that ruby red around the edge. But for the most part, just kind of jet black.
That's a beautiful head.
I will say before we dive into the nose, I'll let you just go to smell it. It's
Sorry.
fine.
I got excited.
I will say that, I don't know if you can see that, but the bottle's right there. You like Cycle Brewing better than I do.
I do.
I like Scoop a lot, but their beers seem to be thin and kind of like over-carbonated to me.
I like the flavor of a lot of cycle beers. They put in this may or may not be true, just FYI, but they put in a good amount of variance, in my opinion, in each one of their beers. And you know, when people refer to beers, stouts as like diabetes or super sweet or any of those kind of things, those tend to be the stouts that I kind of try to go towards.
Sure. Real sweet stouts.
Exactly. And when you go to something like a cycle, I mean, when you're talking about the weekdays, you're talking about the palates, things like that. I mean, they're good in my opinion.
Yeah,
but like you said, I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, they just seem to be a little thinner. They're not kind of that whale like derivation toppling status to me. Whereas a lot of them trade for that. Like, although Scoop was freaking, I mean, diabetes in a glass, so it was awesome.
Soon enough.
Absolutely, soon enough. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's dive in. See what it smells like. A lot of barrel. Wow.
Lots of barrel.
Big barrel, big vanilla, big chocolate.
I get no smoke. None.
There's like maybe like I feel like if I'm searching for it, maybe on like the very end there might be a smidge, but like I don't like smoked porters or smoked beers in general. I think they're just a travesty to beer. But I don't
get any.
I think it just blends into the barrel. Like a lot of some barrel aged beers, you'll get like that burnt like oak tobacco kind of thing, and I think it just kind of blends into that.
It also might be a little cold at this point.
It was in the wine fridge at like 60, so
was it?
Shouldn't be bad. But big vanilla. I mean, big barrel, a little bit of chocolate, vanilla. Chad wants to drink really bad.
You know me so well.
Yeah, I know.
So well.
if anybody ever watched the only other video he's been in, I'm describing. He's like, I just gotta fucking drink it. Sorry.
You can't hold back, man.
No, but this is big barrel. It smells delicious. The only thing I'll say, looking in the glass, it doesn't have that thick, sludgy toppling look to it. It looks more like a little bit thinner beer compared to a lot of their stouts, but we'll dive in. We'll see what we think. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I do get a little bit more smoke on the flavor, though. A tad. The smoke's definitely a little bit. I can pick it up on the taste.
For being my first Toppling Stout, it's a little bit thinner than I thought it was going to be.
Well, it's like what I was saying on the...
It's a porter, though.
It is a porter, which is definitely a difference. It is not that sludgy, toppling, chewy thing, which you haven't.
Which is what which you keep talking to me about. So
yeah,
can't wait. But this is.
Yeah, it's great flavor. I'm definitely picking up the
good
smoke.
flavor.
Picking up the smoke, picking up the like kind of roasted malts from the porter. And then you're getting that. There's a little bit of bourbon kind of heat to it. I mean, it's got a little bit of that bourbon note to it for sure.
I just breathed out in my glass and I felt the bourbon in my eyes. It was like
shooting fire. A little bit of vanilla.
What is that vanilla coming from, though?
The barrel.
Is it?
Bourbon barrels, man. You can get a ton of vanilla out of bourbon barrels. Bourbon, chocolate.
Yeah. See, I get ridiculous amounts of chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, lots of bourbon.
Like a dark chocolate. Like big dark chocolate.
Yeah. Like you're biting into like not a American chocolate, but like a European like dark chocolate.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way I'm tasting. I mean, it's fantastic. This is really good.
Really, I mean, good carbonation. It's almost bubbly. Like it's got a good fizziness to it. It's got, actually, it has this, what I pick up in cycle beers a lot. Like kind of that like bubbly carbonation. Whereas, like if you've had derivation stouts, right?
Oh yeah.
So like that, derivations are like chewy, kind of like oily, like slick beers.
Agreed.
Whereas this has got more of like a little bit like natural carbonation to it.
I would agree. This is actually, now that you just bring that up, it's kind of very similar to like a lot of Corey's stouts.
A little bit.
So that's interesting that you say that, because you wouldn't think Toppling and or Cycle would be anything. I mean, they're all their own thing.
Yeah.
But to be as similar to that, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty damn good. I mean,
it is. It's really good. Like you said, big chocolate. It's even starting to warm. I'm getting more chocolate from this beer. For me, this beer has some similar notes to Assassin. Similar. This is a little maltier than Assassin, though, and quite a bit thinner.
Do you may or may not know this, but barrel time? What was the barrel time on this?
On this, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I think it was less than a year, but I don't know for sure.
God, if they're doing less than a year and this is what it's tasting like, that's pretty fantastic, though.
Agreed. Well, I think that, like, yeah, I don't speculate to other Toppling beers. Like I said, this is a collaboration, so you're dealing with two different breweries here.
Sure.
So you're getting some aspects. I can tell the aspects of this beer that I attribute to both. I think the barrel character and the full flavoredness of this beer is Toppling for sure. Whereas I feel like the mouthfeel and the body of this beer and everything that goes along with that is more cycle-based.
Which isn't a very good thing for you, because you kind of tend to think Cycle's a little bit more thin and a little bit...
It is. No, this is a thinner beer for me. It's still really fucking good, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not complaining. It's
Me neither.
Really good. It's boozy. It's definitely got some heat to it. You're picking up on the barrel quite a bit as far as the heat.
What do you think it'll do in a year, 2 years, 3 years?
It should age really well.
I think so too.
I mean, we talked about this earlier. We talked about this earlier. I'd definitely pick up one or two more of these to age.
Especially now. Especially now.
Yeah. From a smoke, and keeping in mind this is a smoked porter, so it's not even a stout. It's very similar to most stouts. I mean, the light, when you get to like 13% ABV to 14, the line between porter and stout's very blurred at that point.
What is the difference at that point? I mean, we've had a couple stouts prior to this.
Your malt bill, I mean, so this isn't as creamy as a lot of it. Your stouts will be at this. The mouthfeel's not quite as... This is really good, though. I'm trying to figure out... This is hard to grade.
It just keeps getting creamier.
Yeah, this is really good.
Bravo. Bravo for a porter. I mean, this is fantastic.
For a smoked porter, for what this is, it's fantastic. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this beer. There's nothing I can pick out that I'm just like, I don't like this.
I'm not going to lie. I mean, we're trying to pick things out at this point, it seems like. It really does seem like we're trying to pick things out that... kind of picking on a little bit of Cycle, picking on a little bit of the body of this beer, but it's a smoked porter in reality, and that's, I mean...
If I'm grading it as far as smoked porters go, This would be the best one I've ever had.
Yeah, that's pretty much a fact right there.
There is a bit of... I'm kind of getting it like that oaky kind of tobacco burnt barrel thing that I'll get in a lot of beers. I think I'm picking that up, but I think it's the smoke in the porter. Like that smoke.
Now that you say that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have picked that up solo.
I guess that's why I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah. You drank quite a few more beers than me, I think.
I don't know about
quite
that.
a few.
This is really fucking good. As far as... we could sit and dissect this all day, but as far as grades going, I mean, the only other beers you and I have reviewed together is Hanji and FEM, which to me are another level of beer.
Okay.
To me. Mm-hmm. This is really, really good. I mean, I think this is a world-class beer. I mean, especially for what it is. I'm grading this as a barrel-aged smoked porter. This is 100 out of 100 for me, just because I've never had a barrel-aged smoked porter better than this. So as style, if you're doing like a rate beer thing, for style, this is perfect for me.
Agreed.
But overall, as far as beers are concerned, there's no way in hell I could put this on the same level of another Toppling Stout or like Derivations or a lot of those. So I'm probably going to go a step or two down, like 98. Still world-class 98, 99 for me. I don't know about you, though.
No, I would agree with that. I mean, when you're looking at it in terms of a stout, which is not fair to is.
I agree, but when I do,
that's what we're going to compare it to.
But like I said, is smoked, far as barrel-aged smoked porters go, this is the best one I've ever had. It's 100 out of 100. It's number one. Easily. But when I put it as far as like if I'm grading it just as an overall beer in the pantheon of beers that I've had, it's just not. It's not quite there.
Pantheon. That's pretty awesome.
Big words. So for me, it's going to be a 98. It's really fantastic. As far as other beers that trade similar to it, I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's gone down in value a little bit since it came out. I think it's kind of a really good deal right now.
I think so too.
Like I said, I'm 98.
I don't want to say that right now because I want to get it.
No, nobody watched this.
Yes,
that hasn't.
Figment of imagination.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne's World style.
Yeah. So I'm 98, 99 with it. It's right there. It's just it's missing a couple things for me from other Toppling beers, especially that, and even a couple cycle beers that I've had that I would put ahead of it. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason I would narc it down. Like 98, 99, as this warms and I drink it, I'm gonna sip on this for a bit. I'll give a final grade.
Well, we have Wednesday to drink tonight still too. So.
And Friday.
And
a lot more beers.
And a lot more beers.
Yeah.
And we're very sober right now. We're very sober.
We are. And it's a shout out. Like, it's just because it's sitting here. Monster Spark Stouts are fucking phenomenal, by the way. Mm-hmm. This was Barbados rum barrels with vanilla and coconut. This beer was awesome.
Most barrel I've had in a stout in quite a while.
That rum barrel for days. If you like Pyro Bomb from Prairie, you would lose your mind over that beer.
It's very good.
Anyways,
chocolatey, just goodness.
That was stupid for me to do, but so what do you think, grade wise? You didn't give anything. You don't have to.
Grade wise, 90. Okay, so just a background for everybody. This is actually my first Toppling Stout, or I shouldn't say that, Toppling beer. So with that being said, it's been built up in my mind that it's going to be, just this thick, syrupy, amazing, beautiful beer. Did this meet up to that? Close. Mm-hmm. It was very good, and like you said, from a standpoint of it being a smoked porter, yeah, it's definitely 100 out of 100.
Yep.
If we're comparing it to other stouts, I would definitely put it in my top 15. Mm-hmm. It's definitely a fantastic beer. I can't wait to try the SR. I can't wait to try Assassin. I can't wait to try the new MD.
Whole other level, sir.
I mean, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great ball game at that point. So, and like he said, the last review we did together was FVM and Hanji, and those were fantastic as well. Just absolutely fantastic. So, and I'd put this near that level. I really would. So, for a porter, that's a pretty fantastic rating, in my personal opinion.
No, for being what it is, it's phenomenal.
Bravo to collaboration.
So you said if it was a smoke porter 100, since it's
not,
among everything
let's do a 93.
93? Woo.
Maybe 94. No, let's go 94, 95. 95. Let's go 95.
All right. Fair enough.
At this point, it's kind of like I said, a top 15, which I would probably put in about that range.
All right, fantastic. So, well, that is the newest whale on the scene, guys. Kind of for right now, for a few weeks. Toppling Goliath, Cycle Brewing Company's barrel-aged Chainsmoker. We just did it. So thank you for joining me for this beer.
Cheers.
And thanks for coming behind the bar, guys. Thanks for the likes, subscribes, and comments. Till next time. Cheers.
Cheers.